app where someone needs to find where their dog is. Like you say for the feature, make it so that the user will be able to track the dog easier. I mean, did you guys organize your features in the way how you should approach them based off of how the users would actually use the tool, or how did you approach that?
I saw this great tweet actually that said to not explain your product the way that you would envision yourself explaining it to your user, but explain it the way that your user will explain it to their friends. So that really brought us back to like, let's take out all these technical terms and let's just say what it is, like plain and simple, and then make it that. So that's kind of how we work.
Awesome, great. And so on the final group for your guys' project, I mean, I saw you guys in the back. You guys were just kind of back there doing your thing. Yeah. I mean, what you guys made was awesome. I mean, what kind of things did you guys encounter? Did you have any problems, or?
All in all, I think it went pretty smooth. I was fortunate enough to get teamed up with guys that, we use the same technology basically, PHP and MySQL and JavaScript, and we really complemented each other in the sense that some were stronger in some areas than others. But in a way, having that strength in a certain area was a little hindrance, or trying to bring the other member up to speed on whatever that person was strong in. I'm a little weak on jQuery. I'm kind of new to jQuery. These guys know it pretty well. So like they use jQuery for invoking AJAX requests, whereas I kind of have a more. I got this routine that I coded years ago, and I just keep calling it all the time. So, but I couldn't use it because it's my own code that I'd be copying and pasting. So I had to learn jQuery the way to invoke AJAX using jQuery. We ran into a little struggle with how we're going to access, just syntactically how to access some of the elements in the HTML. So a lot of it was in the JavaScript part. The database interaction stuff was all pretty smooth. So those were kind of the technical hurdles we had some problems with. And then in the beginning, it was kind of the coordinating and the delegating, figuring out who's going to do what portion. For a little while, we were on a track where two of the developers were doing the same thing, and then we kind of got an understanding and say, no, I think I'm going to do this and you're going to do this, and that kind of thing. So there was a little bit of how we're going to assign the work in the beginning that we could have improved on. Other than that, I thought,
pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Turned out nice. Cool. Well, is there anything else anyone else had to add or say, or either about their experience, or everyone's just hunky dory?
I'd actually like to add to what he said, because I see something kind of repetitive, something that happened in the last hackathon, which is being able to tell where other people's strengths are. And it's a problem that I've noticed in both of the events. If the rest of the team knew how proficient the other person was in something, it would have possibly gone a lot better. But unfortunately, the communication goes, everyone is trying to get everything together so quickly. We don't have really enough time to say, hey, I know this much about this piece of technology. So it would be awesome if there was a way to do that.
I think maybe in the next one, if we have more time to do the mingling thing, so that way you can get to, everyone can get to know each other better and kind of feel each other out to say, oh, you're good at that? Okay, I'm good at this. And then later on when later on in the day when we finally break up into teams, everyone can have a much better idea that, all right, this guy is a jQuery ninja, he's a PHP ninja, they need to go together. So yeah, I'll try and make sure that we kind of have more time to do that. Because this was a little bit, I feel this was a little bit rushed. So I kind of rushed it a little bit.
More hackathons are the one we get to know people too, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that I'm definitely going to try and do. I want to start doing more of these. Like, I know Eric, he's all for it. He wants, we want to do them every month. Like, with my game jams, I try and do them every month because what starts to happen is you start to get those familiars, those people who are kind of like becoming like mentors within themselves, and they're masters at the technique of hacking, if you will, whatever. So, the more we do them, the more relaxed people will get, the more familiar people will get with it, and then you guys will be able to make things faster. So, that's what we kind of want to do. So it's kind of like prepping you for the weekend long one. So that way when the big one comes, you guys will just be able to just like zoom right through it because you're already so like, you've mastered the art already. So that's what I kind of want to hope is going to happen. So, yeah, I think that, yes?
I like your idea earlier about having sort of video sessions before.
Yeah, primers.
So
yeah.
people can catch up on, sort of the structure of things work, and those kids that for the web projects have like primers on Git version control and stuff. So
Definitely.
That would be a big help.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic idea. We definitely need to do more of that, just to kind of get more people familiar with it. So, yeah, actually, you brought that up. I mean, are there any other things that you guys would like to see improved for future events? Wow, really? Nothing? This was perfect?
I think you need to get a bigger building.
Well, you just tell that to Gina, we'll just see if we can get a bigger one.
I would agree with Justin's point that, we really didn't get a chance to find out, how strong. I mean, we basically knew that we understood the technologies, and I'd like to ask my SQL, right?
Yeah.
PHP. And but then it's a question of how much of a part of it.
Completely, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll definitely do more of that, so we have more time in the beginning for everyone to kind of get familiar with each other. And if you just keep coming back, keep rejoining up, you'll know each other. Everyone.
Social media stuff. We're all here. We all have Twitter and Facebook accounts, and let's tell everyone who know that we're here and what we're working on to help build the community.
Yeah, definitely. If any of you guys are part of other meetup groups, like the Google group or the PHP group, the Ruby group, the iOS group, I mean, tell them about what's going on here, so that way you can get more of them involved, and we can see some really even more awesome apps and build the community out more.
And that's another point that definitely I'm personally, hopefully you guys can help with this, because I know that a lot of you are involved in other meetup groups throughout the region, other groups, partnering with the other web development group, Ruby group, getting those guys to feel ownership in this event. This is at the Hacker Lab, but this is more of a community regional thing. So we want to partner with as many affinity organizations or synergistic organizations as possible to help get big community around here.
Yeah, and also, if any of you guys are interested in the gaming, I am going to be doing a game jam, which essentially is a hackathon, but for games. So if any of you guys like making games, come to that as well. And we spend the entire time just building games. And we have a YouTube channel that I can send a link out to. And we've built a lot of really awesome games. So if you guys like playing that stuff, definitely attend that if you're into making stuff, making games. So I think that's it. All right. Thank you guys all for attending. This turned out really awesome.